This program explores conspiracy theories, speculative ideologies, science fiction, fantasy, philosophical discussions, and alternate interpretations of reality. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage critical thinking while engaging with these narratives. The Apollo moon landing of 1969 is one of the most iconic achievements in modern history. Yet for decades, questions and suspicions have lingered about the authenticity of the event. Was it a monumental step for mankind, or a grand hoax orchestrated to sell us the idea of space exploration, planets, and a globe-shaped Earth while hiding the truth about our flat, dome-enclosed reality? One of the primary reasons for faking the moon landing was to propagate the belief in a vast, infinite universe. By showcasing a successful moon landing, the elites cemented the idea of space travel and distant planets in our collective consciousness. This narrative conveniently hides the possibility that Earth is flat and confined within an impenetrable dome. The moon landing was a psychological tool to make us feel small, insignificant, and disconnected from the reality of our world. Several astronauts supposedly died during test missions in tragic accidents, including explosions and crashes. However, it has been discovered that many of these individuals are alive, holding civilian jobs, or have quietly retired. This raises the question: were their deaths staged to eliminate witnesses or to deter deeper investigations into the truth? If the moon landing were real, why would such extraordinary lengths be taken to obscure these lives? One of the most glaring anomalies in the moon landing footage is the absence of stars in the lunar sky. On Earth, the night sky is ablaze with stars, yet from the moon, all we see is a black void. NASA's explanation is that the camera exposure settings were adjusted to capture the bright lunar surface. However, this inconsistency has fueled speculation that the footage was filmed in a studio. Photographs of space are often filled with stars and glowing lights like these, or these, or these. But images of Earth, supposedly taken from space, show a stark contrast, appearing as plain black voids like these, or these, or these. While there are rare exceptions featuring a few stars, these instances are extraordinarily uncommon, fueling further skepticism. The images of Earth from the moon depict a perfectly round globe-like shape, but many claim these images were doctored. The curvature and proportions seem artificially constructed to align with the narrative of a spherical Earth. If Earth truly were a globe, wouldn't the footage reveal a more dynamic and realistic view? As one NASA official candidly stated, it is photoshopped, but it has to be. A key aspect of the moon landing video is the apparent low-gravity movement of the astronauts. Critics argue that this effect was achieved by slowing down the footage and using wires to simulate bouncing steps. The jerky, exaggerated movements seem more like a low-budget science fiction movie than a genuine extraterrestrial experience. One of the most iconic images from the moon landing shows the American flag seemingly waving in the wind. Yet the moon has no atmosphere and therefore no wind. NASA's explanation is that the flag was designed with a horizontal rod to keep it extended, and any apparent motion was due to the astronauts handling it. Still, this detail continues to fuel skepticism. Transmitting live video from the moon in 1969 with the technology available at the time presents another major problem. Even today, we experience signal issues with cell phones and internet services, yet we are expected to believe that crystal-clear live broadcasts were possible from a distance of approximately 384,400 kilometers, 238,855 miles. Additionally, some have argued that radio signals require an oxygen-rich atmosphere to travel effectively, casting further doubt on the logistics of such transmissions. Another glaring inconsistency lies in the logistics of the journey. Modern airplanes require frequent refueling even for much shorter distances, yet the Apollo missions allegedly traveled to the moon and back without refueling. How could such a feat be accomplished with the technology of the 1960s? The physics and energy requirements don't seem to add up, making the entire narrative questionable. When asked why we haven't returned to the moon, NASA officials have claimed that the technology used during the Apollo missions was lost and that it would be too costly and complex to rebuild it. This explanation has baffled many, especially considering that NASA has successfully sent rovers and probes to Mars, a planet significantly farther from Earth than the Moon. How can we develop technology capable of reaching and exploring Mars but lose the ability to revisit the Moon, which is a mere fraction of the distance away? This inconsistency raises serious questions about the validity of the original moon landings. The moon landing is celebrated as one of humanity's greatest achievements, but anomalies and inconsistencies raise questions. From missing stars to impossible logistics, evidence suggests it may have been a grand deception to manipulate public perception and obscure the truth about our world. This topic invites critical thinking and open discussion.